Every July 4th, as the summer sun blazes in the sky, Americans celebrate Independence Day with gusto, a day filled with national pride. The skies light up with fireworks and festivities, a dazzling display of national pride, all while believing it marks the singular moment of the nation's birth, the definitive start of the United States. The story goes that on this very day, in 1776, a pivotal year in American history, the Continental Congress, a gathering of visionary leaders, boldly declared independence from British rule, and, as legend has it, promptly signed the Declaration, sealing the fate of a new nation. But the real history, as is often the case, is far more complex and nuanced, a tapestry woven with intricate threads, and ultimately, far more interesting than the simplified version we often hear. Independence wasn't declared, adopted, and signed all at once in a single dramatic flourish. These were in reality separate events, each with its own significance spread over days and even weeks, a testament to the careful deliberation and debate that shaped the nation's founding. Understanding the true timeline, the actual sequence of events, doesn't diminish the joy and importance of the holiday. It doesn't make the fireworks any less spectacular. It deepens our appreciation, adding layers of meaning and context to our celebration, for the complex and often messy process of how the United States came to be. By separating fact from fiction, by understanding the nuances of history, we gain a richer, more profound understanding of our nation's origins, of why July 4th, with all its complexities and contradictions, became and remains America's most cherished national holiday. The actual vote for independence, a moment of profound significance, wasn't a simple show of hands. It was the culmination of months, even years, of heated debate, careful deliberation, and growing resolve. It happened on July 2, 1776. A date that, for a brief moment in time, held the promise of becoming America's true birthday. On that day, Congress formally approved Richard Henry Lee's resolution, a bold declaration that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states. This act officially broke the ties with Great Britain, a monumental decision that reshaped the course of history. The vote was overwhelmingly in favor, with 12 colonies standing united in their desire for freedom, New York, however, abstaining, awaiting further instructions from their own assembly. John Adams, a key figure in the movement, firmly believed July 2nd would forever be celebrated as the nation's birthday, a day of joyous remembrance and patriotic fervor. He was predicting parades, filled with music and revelry, and dazzling fireworks displays illuminating the night sky. Legally, he was absolutely right. July 2nd was indeed the decisive moment, the point of no return. On that day, the colonies, through their representatives, officially declared themselves a new nation, severing all political bands with Britain. But the public, eager for news and hungry for inspiration, needed more than just a vote. They needed a clear and compelling statement of purpose, a document that articulated their grievances and aspirations. The Declaration of Independence, a document of unparalleled eloquence and power, drafted meticulously to explain and justify the momentous break, would ultimately give the vote its enduring voice, resonating through generations. That document, with its powerful prose and timeless ideals, not the vote itself, would capture the imagination of the people, igniting a fire of patriotism and shaping the nation's identity. And that's precisely why July 2nd, despite its legal significance, gradually faded from public memory, overshadowed by the document that gave birth to a nation's spirit. After the vote, Congress turned to finalizing the Declaration. Thomas Jefferson drafted it. Congress debated and revised the text for 2 days. On July 4, 1776, they adopted the final version. Not a vote for independence, but approval of the document's wording. The Declaration was then printed and distributed, its preamble proclaiming equality and rights. The date at the top, July 4, became the symbol of America's cause. The first public reading came days later, but it was the document's adoption that made July 4th historic. The words, not the legislative act, inspired the nation. That's why July 4th is remembered. The iconic image of all the delegates signing the Declaration on July 4th is a myth. Only John Hancock and Charles Thomson signed the original document that day. The formal parchment copy wasn't ready until weeks later. Most delegates signed on August 2nd, and some even later. The process was messy and drawn out, reflecting the realities of the time. Even the founders sometimes misremembered when they signed. The real story is less dramatic, but more human. So why July 4th? What makes this particular date so significant in the grand tapestry of American history? It's a question that delves into the very heart of the nation's identity. Because that's the date emblazoned on the Declaration of Independence, the very cornerstone of American freedom. It's the day that resonates with the bold declaration of a new nation. The document that boldly announced America's birth to the world, signaling a departure from colonial rule and the dawn of self-governance. It was a statement of intent, a promise of liberty. The first celebrations were, understandably, improvised, filled with spontaneous joy and relief. People took to the streets, eager to express their newfound freedom. But July 4th quickly became the designated day for public readings of the Declaration, ensuring that its powerful words reached every corner of the newly formed nation. Parades filled with patriotic fervor became a staple, showcasing the unity and spirit of the American people. And of course, fireworks, illuminating the night sky with bursts of color and echoing the explosive birth of a nation. Over time, the date's symbolism transcended its historical origins, becoming a potent representation of American ideals. It overshadowed the technicalities of the vote or the signing, evolving into a powerful emblem of freedom and self-determination. Recognizing its profound significance in 1870, Congress officially made July 4th a national holiday, solidifying its place in the American calendar, cementing its place as a cornerstone of American culture, a day woven into the fabric of national identity. The day marks the formal adoption of the Declaration of Independence, a pivotal moment in the nation's journey, forever marking it as the nation's birth certificate, a testament to the ideals upon which the country was founded. It's a vibrant celebration of the core ideals: equality, the principle that all individuals are created equal and deserve equal rights and opportunities; liberty, the freedom to exercise one's rights and pursue one's dreams without undue interference; and the pursuit of happiness, the unalienable right to strive for a fulfilling and meaningful life. These are the very ideals that define America and continue to inspire its citizens. July 4th endures, generation after generation, because it perfectly captures the enduring spirit and the ever-evolving aspirations of a nation, forever striving for a more perfect union.